So, as a disclaimer, this is just really my perspective. It's not to say what I'm saying is true, it's accurate, but I always look at things from an upside down perspective. You know, that has helped me get through life many times over and over again because there could always be something new added to the elements of this world, of this life. There always can be something new added. And so, hey, why do I think that understanding female nature is blue pilled? Well, back in them days when one was, I guess, blue pilled or status quo, living in the matrix, monkey see, monkey do, keeping up with the Joneses. You do as the Romans do, you know? So, all along, you didn't know how hot the fire was until it burnt you. Then you had to figure out why it burnt, right? So once you figured out why it burnt, you basically tried to avoid whatever that situation was that got you got you in a situation where your hand got burnt in the first place, basically. Um, and so keep in mind that word avoiding because that's what this is all about in regards to why understanding female nature is actually blue pilled. Because see, here's the thing. Okay, let's bring up another analogy. A snake, right? Getting bit by a snake. Black mamba. Let's go for the nastiest one. One of the nastiest ones. Let's talk about the black mamba. No, we're not talking about Kobe Bryant. We're talking about the actual black mamba snake. Okay? Don't get bit by this snake. So I don't know about you. I'm not really trying to understand the nature of a black mamba. I'm trying to avoid getting bit by a black mamba. I'm trying to avoid a black mamba. So I'd say for a lot of fellas out there, treat female nature no different. Just avoid it. Avoid a chick that wants to display a lot of her female nature. Female nature is a demon. I actually have the finale of Avoid the Succubus on the way, and it shall talk more about that in regards to female nature being a demon. That's really what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. But yes, I'm not trying to understand these demonic things. I'm not trying to get off into it. See, I knew about a lot of things from a lot of pimps growing up. And the reason why a lot of them had to understand female nature because they were like the coach to a lot of these young ladies out here on the street. These young ladies at the time, or even some older ladies, didn't have no one else to run to talk to. And so the pimp, just like the coach, would see potential in some of these girls. It wasn't about just making her some type of bad how can I put it, damaged goods. I'm just trying to keep things PG. Yeah, it wasn't about treating her like she's just used and damaged goods per se, like she's just, I don't know, like she's just gonna be a messed up dirty rag all her days. It's all about motivating. And so and for you to motivate anybody, who you have to understand where they're coming from and understand their type of psyche and kind of how they think and how they live. And you want to try to turn things around and show them that there is a better way. So yes, even a pimp would try his best to show the prostitute that there is a better way. You don't have to necessarily live this life, but while you're living this life, let me kind of show you how you can make it through and hopefully get out of this way of life, So that's why I learned a lot from these guys, and of course, with some of these females that call themselves being married to the game, they just never stopped. They did not want to make a change in their life. And, to each their own. But I don't know about you, but I don't want to be around people that are stuck in their way of thinking and being. So, charge to the game, if you will, on that. So you don't want to be around a person that wants to remain a prostitute. You don't even want to be around a pimp who wants to remain a pimp. You don't want to be around a person who just wants to remain at a certain level in their life to where they're not trying to do things better. You don't want to do that. So to me, this whole understanding female's nature is just very much a stagnant place in one's life, one's longevity, and in regards to love. Because if it's all about what I feel is the feminine being more or less receptive of the masculine, then her ways will have to change. Her way of thinking will have to change. Her female nature will have to be pretty much dissolved, resolved, evolved. It can't continue on the way it's been. You know, Basically, what makes this become from blue pill to red pill is when it's not about understanding female nature no more. It's about understanding male nature. Because, see, her nature and her true nature is for her to be amongst his male nature. And that's what makes her feminine. Because she wants to be a part of him and understanding him. And that in itself is how she becomes more understood, because it all becomes reciprocated. Um, it's just a lot of things lost these days. It really is. Um, but yeah, this is why, in many ways, understanding female nature is actually blue pill. Because just to wrap things up, why would a man want to understand the very thing that got him poisoned, that bit him, like the black mamba, like I mentioned earlier? Why would a man want to understand that? He's trying to avoid that now, He don't want to go through and deal with that type of poison, that venom, that situation, that predicament. And if a woman's smart, she's not trying to go back to her old ways of what she used to be like, whether she could have been like a prostitute type or whether she had a bad marriage or whatever the case, because of just it being just a bad deal, abuse, adultery, affairs, I don't know, whatever. But you just don't want to go back to that very, very evil, demonic state that you were in, per se. You don't want to go back to those things that were poisonous, venomous, toxic. You don't want to understand those things. No, you want to get past that. You want to get that peace that passeth all understanding, as it is written. That's what you want to get now. That's what you want to understand more of. That's very masculine too, by the way. It represents a higher power. It represents something that's more thorough, that, what I'm saying, it pretty much gets inside of you and into your soul, something that this world can never do for us. But to me, that sounds much better than trying to understand female nature, because that literally keeps you status quo. And the more you try to understand female nature, the more you end up more stuck in the matrix, the more you end up trapped, the more you realize that there's more complexities to it than what you ever could have thought, So I like the whole scripture of where it says, trust in the Creator and lean not to your own understanding. This applies to trying to understand female nature. Once again, very blue-pilled. But like I said, this is just my assessment. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not saying what I'm saying is true, accurate, but I think just overall something that you've never heard of before. And maybe there could be some truth behind it. Just my thoughts. Signing out.